welcome to Outside the Brand. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for March 22nd, 2022. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining me right here on your Wednesday nights, wherever you may be. What a fucking show. What a show for AEW Dynamite tonight. Everything about AEW Dynamite tonight was really, really good. I enjoyed it from top to bottom. I thought tonight's show was absolutely fantastic with matches that, we thought we would never actually be able to see, and we got them tonight. The main event, obviously, was the best match of the show. It was easily the most anticipated match on the show, and man, that match was 2 years in the making, and it definitely lived up to the hype that it was supposed to get back in 2021. I absolutely loved everything about that match. Kenny Omega having his first match back in AEW, on Dynamite in 504 days, which is a crazy enough stat as it is. And then El Hijo del Vikingo getting his first ever in-ring action on AEW Dynamite tonight. His in-ring AEW debut happened tonight, and the kid's only 25 years old, and he is doing amazing things like that against somebody like a Kenny Omega, who is obviously going to be a legend in this business, if not already. That kid has a ton of potential at the age of 25 years old. I know he's a part of AAA. He is the AAA Mega Champion right now, so he is obviously somebody that everybody should be looking to, just keep their eye on. And this was just an insane match from top to bottom. Easily in my top 3 matches of the year so far in 2023, and we are only in March, so that is going to be something to be looking forward to in the obvious upcoming months as we go through the rest of 2023 here. But holy shit, this was fantastic. I absolutely loved everything about it. Other thing that happened on the show tonight was obviously the 6-man tag team championships. The 6-man match, the trios match happened between Darby Allin, Sting, and Orange Cassidy versus Butcher, Blade, and Kip Sabian. That was a really good match there. Obvious winners were going to be OC and Sting and Darby Allin, but the Butcher and the Blade, they are an absolutely incredible tag team. We don't get to see a lot of them on AEW Dynamite, but when we do, they perform at their very best. And then Kip Sabian, as much as people really don't like him, as much as people really don't understand why he's even on television now after, his long absence before, coming back into the fold of AEW, he's actually really good. And people really need to understand that Kip Sabian, he is definitely a talent here in AEW that really should be looked at more in the eyes of the fans. So he was really good there tonight too. The AEW tag team titles were on the line tonight as the Guns took on the team of Top Flight and Dante Martin and Darius Martin. Holy shit, that was a fantastic match as well. Darius and Dante are a very, very good up-and-coming tag team here in AEW. They're absolutely incredible at what they do. And it is what it is. They lost tonight, but trust me, they did not lose tonight in the eyes of the fans, mainly because of the fact of how over they truly are. It's going to be their time. They're going to have their time in AEW, and honestly, I say, if Top Flight can stay injured, no. Holy shit, no. If Top Flight can stay healthy, they could be this upcoming version of the Acclaimed. The Acclaimed were homegrown talent. They were stuck on Dark for many months, and then they found each other, and then they teamed, and then they were basically on the rise to AEW together. That could be Top Flight if everything goes well and if everything does pan out and they do stay healthy. Darius more than Dante, honestly, because we all know Dante had an incredible singles run during the time where Darius was away, but this was something to really behold here tonight. They are going to be an incredible tag team for years to come, and they will be AEW Tag Team Champions one day. We also had Skye Blue take on Toni Storm tonight on Dynamite, and that was as much as people don't want to admit it or don't even like to admit it. Skye Blue is fantastic. She is obviously improving in the ring. She's obviously not, she's not to like the degree of like, let's say, a Mercedes Moné or Trish Stratus or Lita. She's obviously not, those people. But, for how old she is, I think she's only 23. And for her experience in the ring that she has had so far in AEW and her career, basically, she's improving every single time she gets into that ring. And that's honestly all we can really ask for up until this point. And then we are going to be seeing her progress as her career progresses in AEW. So it's very, very, it's definitely a building process for somebody like a Skye Blue. But Skye Blue is obviously improving, and she is doing amazing, amazing work in the company. Now, Toni Storm, on the other hand, she's obviously always great. We always knew that Toni Storm is great, and it's just obviously something that we're going to have to get accustomed to when it comes to the Outcast being out there and them winning right now in this whole story between the Outcasts and the AEW Originals and everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, just stay tuned for Skye Blue. Obviously, the win there was to Toni Storm, and that was obviously going to be the case. But, at the end of the day, I think Skye Blue has improved, whether anybody really wants to kind of admit it or not. And she's going to continue to improve, and we're going to see what she is like going into, just how we see her progress within her career in AEW and her career in general, considering she is only 23. So, with that being said, we're going to be talking about everything that happened on AEW Dynamite tonight. We'll talk about what Adam Cole had to say, because Adam Cole makes his in-ring return next week on AEW Dynamite. That'll be against Daniel Garcia. So that's going to be fantastic. I think that is going to be absolutely insane, because that's going to be a first time ever matchup for those two, and I cannot express how wonderful it is seeing Adam Cole back on AEW television. The AEW sorely missed him, and this was easily something that we definitely needed over the last 9 months when he was gone. So this was easily something that we needed to see, and we are going to be seeing his in-ring return next week on Dynamite. So that's going to be fantastic, and I love it. I absolutely love it, man. So we're going to get right into everything that happened on Dynamite tonight. I am going to be pulling up everything that I need to do here in order to get this review going. But before I do want to thank you guys so much for joining us right here on OTB. AEW Dynamite tonight was fantastic, and we all know that, but we're getting the ball rolling here on OTB. We will not be having a show on tomorrow's day, Thursday, but we will be having Friday for Friday Night SmackDown, that post show, and I think Rampage, for whatever reason, is not going to be after Friday Night SmackDown. It's going to be on a Saturday, so that's going to be interesting, and I'll probably watch it, but most likely not. But yeah, so I think for whatever reason, we have Rampage on Saturday, so that's going to be happening there. And then we'll start off a whole other week for Monday Night Raw and then everything going on. So, yeah, guys, I appreciate you coming on by. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit the like button, turn on the bell for all notifications as you hit that subscribe button, as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We are continuing that grind and climb to 1,000 subscribers, so hopefully we continue to just, amp up the schedule and get things going for you guys, and just bring you guys more content as we continue to go on through the months here of 2023. Follow me on social media. All of the TikTok links for everybody that is associated with OTB is down in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at PhillyMatt_. That way you guys will always be talking with me whenever it comes to the shows. I live tweet during every single show, as you know, and it's a very fun time over there when we actually do get a chance to chat and conversate over everything that is happening in pro wrestling. And that's where I always talk about OTB and where you guys can find us and how everything can get and how everything can continue to move on through this content journey career. So this is so follow me on social media. That's where everybody can stay up to date on all of that. And let's get right into it. Oh, before we do again, I apologize. We have to shout out our sponsor, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an official application that you can get on your phone, and you're going to get the best deal for tickets when you use SeatGeek based on their 1 to 10 good rating scale when it gets to the prices for tickets. You're going to get the best deal based on the color of the dot that shows up for that seat. Whether it's a green dot, that means it's obviously a good deal, and if it's a red or orange dot, that means it's probably not the best price for that seat, so you probably should look somewhere else. This app is absolutely amazing, and I use it for all of my events. Whenever I go to a Dynamite, whenever I go to a Raw, a SmackDown, basically anywhere when it comes to pro wrestling, I use that. But you can use it basically for anything. You can use it for going to a concert. You can use it for going to a pro wrestling event. You can use it to go basically anywhere that needs a ticket, and it is just a great application that you can get on your smart device, on your phone, and you're going to get the best deal. But if you even want a better deal, go to the link down in the description. You guys can go down to the description where we have our sponsors, and you see SeatGeek. And if you see down there, you can use the code OTB at checkout, and that'll give you $20 off your first purchase when you use the app. So it's $20 off your first purchase only. I understand it's a first purchase only type of code. So you buy the one time and then you can't use the code OTB again. But there are many other people on YouTube that have codes, and many of us on OTB actually are ambassadors for SeatGeek, and we all have our own codes at times. So yeah, you can use OTB. I think Loft has one, and many others that have been associated with OTB are with SeatGeek. So go check out SeatGeek, and OTB at checkout gets you $20 off your first purchase. So it is a very, very good deal. And that is where we can wrap things up on the whole marking out and selling out kind of business there, and we can get right into the Dynamite tonight, because Dynamite tonight was fantastic and we need to talk about it. So let's talk about Dynamite tonight. Dynamite tonight was fantastic, as we all know, and we started off tonight showing the Young Bucks being put into 2 separate ambulances. We did not expect that to happen as soon as we kicked off Dynamite tonight. I mean, we saw everybody, just getting the Young Bucks into the ambulances, with Hangman Page riding alongside with, I believe it was Nick Jackson that he got into the ambulance with, and Kenny Omega was left behind before, obviously, we actually kick off the show tonight. So, as we were kicking off the show, we heard Orange Cassidy's music, and the International Champion makes his way to the ring. Then we obviously have Darby Allin and Sting come out. Cue Tony Schiavone with the "It's Sting" stuff that he always does. And then we obviously have Kip Sabian and the Butcher come out for their match. As we have the trios match between Kip Sabian, the Butcher, and the Blade versus Darby Allin, Sting, and the International Champion, Orange Cassidy. I mean, what else would they be coming out there for, right? So, this was a really good matchup here. I mean, this was a really solid trios match to kick off the show tonight. Not really much to explain here for the winner side of things. I mean, it was obvious that the winners were going to be the team of OC, Sting, and Darby Allin, but this was a really, really good matchup here to kick off the show tonight. A very, very good way to open the show. When it comes to Orange Cassidy, he is a fantastic opener for shows. He's a great open when it comes to a pay-per-view. If you ever want to have him on a pay-per-view, you put his match on first, and people are going to get hyped up for it. If you're going to do an AEW Dynamite or an AEW Rampage and you want to put OC on there, put him on there first, because it's going to set the tone for the entire show, and he's just that good in the ring, and it definitely helps when it comes to the crowd aspect as well, because the crowd always are just living it up when it comes to the Orange Cassidy. So I love that OC usually has that spot of saying, hey, you know, I'm going to open up with you and you're going to kill it, you know? So, so I mean, it's absolutely amazing that Orange Cassidy is in that type of spotlight, and he's the international champion. So that's even better. So the final portions of this match, very, very simple here. Sting, he confused Sabian at first with the dangerous kicks, you know, that OC usually likes to do, before laying it in, stopping the Butcher before locking into Scorpion Deathlock. The beatdown from the Butcher and the Blade is the only thing to break up the hold, but Darby makes the save, fighting both of them off in the best he can, fighting them off the best he can before hitting a coffin drop to clear out the ring. Sabian then knocks Darby off for a loop and ducks the orange punch, and only that was only to get just dropped by a Scorpion Death Drop by Sting, and then Darby Allin cleared the ring. He got to the outside, and Sting got the pin for the win, and Darby Allin, Sting, and Orange Cassidy do win against Kip and Butcher and Blade. So, very, very good match there. A very good opening match. I love seeing Butcher and Blade out there. As much as we really don't get to see them all that often, they are an incredible tag team, and they really should be building the AEW tag team division around guys like that. They are an incredible heel tag team. They know what they are doing in the ring, and they are fantastic at what they do. I want to see more teams like this be featured on AEW television. I mean, when it comes to a stacked ass AEW roster, you have a stacked tag team division. So we need to see more tag teams and more of a variety of tag teams on AEW television. It's only right, and you're doing a disservice not letting us see these guys. So I really want to see more of tag teams like this. It's definitely something that Tony Khan really needs to kind of grab a handle on, because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, they're just doing a disservice by letting us not see type of talent like this. So I really, really hope that we see more of these guys in the future. We have to. We absolutely have to. So Yeah, but other than that, I thought it was a very, very good open to AEW Dynamite tonight as we continue on here. We had a video package from last week when the rest of the four pillars, I should say, and Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara, they interrupted MJF last week during the bar mitzvah. And they were basically doing a whole recap of that and how the possible fatal four-way of the four pillars could be happening at Double or Nothing. And then later on tonight, we were hearing that Kenny Omega is taking on El Hijo del Vikingo. But up next, we have the tag team titles on the line. So the Guns took on Top Flight. And this was a really, really solid tag team match. Like I said earlier on in the open, the Guns, whether you like them or whether you hate them, they are great. They are just great heat magnets. They know what they are doing when it comes to, just getting the crowd to hate them. The crowd loves to hate somebody like the Guns. And then the crowd loves to love somebody like Top Flight. Top Flight, I continue to say this because it is 100% factual information. They could be this year's version of the Acclaimed if they stay healthy. They are an incredible tag team. The fans are behind them. They are an incredible tag team in the ways of just going about it in the ring. They are incredible workers and talents. They could be future AEW Tag Team Champions if they are booked correctly and if they know just what they are doing. And they do know what they are doing, but it's up to Tony Khan. It's up to Tony Khan to figure out that they have that star power and that they can be this year's version of the Acclaimed if Tony Khan handles them right. That's all it basically is at the end of the day. It's Tony Khan. Tony Khan has the people that, that can carry him for years to come in this company. We got a lot of young people here in AEW. This is a very young group of talent here in the company, along with the mix of the veterans and the legends and all that kind of stuff. But future's now, and the future is definitely in Top Flight. So we'll see where things go from there. But like I said, very, very good tag team match here. Like I said earlier, Top Flight might not have won the tag team titles tonight, but they won in the eyes of the fans because the fans just absolutely love those guys. And it wasn't really much for what was going to be happening during the match. It was definitely what happened after the match that really got people talking. So, a hot tag in by Darius, who unloads on the champs, culminating in an enziguri and a German suplex, and then a standing Spanish fly that gives Darius a near fall. Tag back into Dante, and Colton hits a crossbody onto Darius, and Dante drops Austin for a near fall. Things break down again just for the kingdom of Taven. I'm blanking on who the kingdom is, but the kingdom did come down. They rushed to beat down Darius and Dante, and and that gave the champs obviously an open advantage to hit the 310 on Dante, and that got them the pinfall victory. And there you go, they retained their tag team titles. It's very interesting to see the kingdom come into play here. Obviously, if you're watching Ring of Honor television, you would know that they are getting that they are basically kind of enthralled in some kind of rivalry with Top Flight over in Ring of Honor. So that's obviously something there. They're bringing some sort of Ring of Honor to the AEW product, which I don't mind in that aspect. But yeah, so that was interesting to see there. But like I said, it wasn't really much of, what was happening during the match. It's really what happened after the match that got people talking. The champs did not get a lot of time to celebrate, as FTR came out and demanded that they would get a shot at the AEW Tag Team titles. Guns refused their challenge for a tag team title opportunity, saying that they have done nothing to earn that, and they have nothing to offer them that would even give them, some kind of shot at the tag team titles. Now, at first, they would never challenge for the tag team titles ever again. They said no. You're not listening to us. There's nothing that you can offer us that'll get you a shot at these tag team titles. Then, they said, well, we won't ever team up in AEW ever again. So, basically, the breakup of FTR. He's like, no. I'm telling you guys right now, there is nothing that you could possibly say that is going to get us to tell you that you have a future opportunity at us in the tag team titles. And then Dax just takes the microphone and he's just going off. He is pissed off, and he said, you know what, listen. If you give us a shot at the AEW tag team titles, and we don't win, you beat us, we quit AEW. We will leave AEW. We quit. And that was when, fans were obviously in shock. They had no idea what really was going to be happening there. That was something, We all know what has been happening with FTR as of late. They lost all those tag team titles. Their contracts are possibly coming up soon. We don't know if they're going back to WWE or not, but it's been rumored that they possibly could go back to WWE. This is something to really, really look into. That's unpredictable. That is very unpredictable, and that is an unpredictable outcome, mainly because of the fact that they could be leaving AEW, but they also could be taking the tag team titles from the Guns this soon. The stipulation of them leaving AEW is something to really sink your teeth into, and we gotta figure out if that is going to be the case. I personally want them to stay in AEW, so in my mind, I guess I would have to have, FTR win the tag team titles whenever they get their shot. But FTR being back in WWE with the tag team division that is obviously growing in WWE right now, I mean, I wouldn't mind that, but I think they found their home, and their home is in AEW, and they have been, they have been that tag team in AEW that has kept that tag team division really alive. Just to me, I'd rather have them stay in AEW, but I know a lot of people would have that differently. We'll just see where it goes. I am very intrigued about that possibility. I just want to see where things go next when it comes to that. So hopefully they win the tag team titles whenever they do get their shot, but I don't know. That's a very, very interesting dynamic there. Possibly having them not be on AEW programming anymore. That could hurt. That could really hurt. So we'll see. We will definitely see. We then had Taya Valkyrie's in-ring AEW debut will happen on Rampage. So that's really cool. And then backstage we see Jay Cargill addressing Taya before having Mark Sterling talk about the cease and desist regarding the use of Jade's finisher. A challenge was laid out off the back of this before we head back to ringside for our next match. So, Jade Cargill did challenge Taya Valkyrie for the TBS Championship. We will see where things go from there. Do I think Taya Valkyrie is probably going to be the one to take the title off of Jade? No, I don't. That title should be saved for somebody like Chris Statlander, who was easily going to be the one to take the title off of Jade before Chris's injury. Now, the only other person that I see taking that title off of Jade Cargill, other than Chris Statlander, and I know people are going to be probably pissed about this, but Mercedes Moné. I do. Mercedes Moné is going to show up in AEW. Whether anybody wants to believe that or not, I do fully believe that Mercedes Moné will be somewhere in AEW within the next few months. Few months at least. She will be showing up in AEW in 2023. Mark my words. She will be. It's just a matter of when and where and how all of that goes into play. But to me, the person you have to defeat Jade Cargill is Chris Statlander for that TBS Championship when Chris is back. And that's really everything that she has been going through too over the last couple of years with those leg injuries and knee injuries. She deserves something, right? So I still have Chris beat Jade, but who knows? So we then have the no disqualification match between Stokely Hathaway and the FTW Champion HOOK. I love HOOK. Not a lot of people like HOOK, but I like HOOK. HOOK is just an incredible talent. He is very young, obviously, in this business. The son of Taz is somebody that we should really be taking a look at, but the kid is still undefeated. I'm going to look up I want to look up Hook's record, mainly because of the fact of him still being undefeated. It's definitely something that, you know, people are probably going to be like, all right, come on now. I mean, like, this is, it's kind of getting a little bit ridiculous now. When are we going to see him lose? But, you know, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. He is 23-0, 5-0 in 2023. So, obviously, they're showing him a lot of in-ring time for 2023 with the 5 matches that he's had. Not a lot of in-ring time when it comes to the actual time of these matches, but he's at least getting in matches this year, and it's definitely something to be looking at. But yeah, he is 23-0. I don't see that streak being broken anytime soon, but at the end of the day, we will see where things go. Overall, not too bad of a match. It was a no disqualification match against somebody like a fucking Stokely Hathaway. I was not expecting like a 5-star banger, you know. But Hook stayed on the attack. More steel chair shots before hitting a belly-to-belly suplex onto the guardrail. He brought in an actual steel guardrail, like a barricade, in the ring and did a belly-to-belly suplex onto it. He then turned it on into the Red Room, and the ref was forced to call for the bell. So, Hook got the win. It served its purpose. Like I said, it was not going to be a 5-star banger. It got Hook another W. Nobody should have expected that much going into this, so that was what it was. But the funniest part about everything, though, was Stokely Hathaway's doctor's note to get out of the match, and then him trying to say that he's retiring from professional wrestling. I thought that was, you know, hilarious. It was a receipt for Wingstop, which was just hilarious. Everybody laughed at that, but, Stokely Hathaway is that good at the comedy aspect of everything, so I love Stokely. Stokely is just that good. We then had Adam Cole talking. Adam Cole came out after a commercial break, and he was basically talking about, all right, guys, who wants to hear a story from Adam Cole, baby? Who's here for story time with Adam Cole? This was really cool. Cole talks about feeling ready to get back into the ring and getting back to doing what he loves most, and that is wrestling for everybody here in AEW. Everyone has a lot of questions, the biggest one being who is going to be Adam Cole's next opponent on March 29th. Cole then starts to answer, but is cut off by music from Daniel Garcia. He asks, who's ready for story time with Daniel Garcia? Baby. Garcia then talks about becoming a real veteran in the ring and a locker room leader, so to speak. And it's his duty to welcome Cole back. And to put him in his place once and for all. Garcia updates on Cole on what he's been doing since Cole has been away for 9 months. Playing stupid games on Twitch. And running down the names that he has been beaten over the course of the 9 months that he has been away. Garcia says that he's been proving himself as one of the best professional wrestlers and sports entertainers in the world, asking what Cole has been doing since he has been gone. Cole retorts by saying that the JAS has given Garcia a false sense of security and confidence, and that he is still Adam Cole, baby. He has been hoping for a second chance, and he thinks that he found that in Garcia. Cole lays out the challenge to Garcia for next week, and Garcia knows what he is in for as he accepts. So that's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. This ends in a stare down between the two before going backstage, where we see Kenny Omega and Don Callis talking to Alex Marvez. So I think that match is going to be insane. I love the person that Tony Khan chose for Adam Cole's in-ring return. Daniel Garcia has been proving himself. He has been absolutely doing the work since Adam Cole has been gone in AEW. But that does not discredit what Adam Cole means to AEW and the company. AEW has been missing something, and that something was Adam Cole for a very, very long time. I cannot express how good it feels seeing Adam Cole back in an AEW ring. It is going to be an absolutely incredible sight to see, seeing Adam Cole back on Dynamite in the ring. I absolutely love that, and I can't wait to see what Adam Cole is going to bring to the table. I know he is going to be a future AEW World Champion. I honestly have him beating MJF for the championship. I do, when it is time to do so. Because obviously he's not losing. He's not losing in 2023. But yeah, I definitely see Adam Cole being the one to take the title off of MJF when it is said and done. So hopefully we see something good come out of that, and we'll see what happens in his in-ring debut next week on March 29th. We then had the match of Jon Moxley and Stu Grayson. Stu Grayson just came back to AEW after a little bit of a hiatus, and he got his first solo in-ring action tonight against, obviously, who I call the ace of AEW, and Jon Moxley. The guy is incredible. Obviously, Moxley is incredible. We all know this. But Stu Grayson, on this end of things, he is fantastic. And when he returned last week in Canada, that was insane. People loved him, and people really, I personally wished that it was not just a one-time thing. And thank God it wasn't. Thank God it wasn't. Thank God Stu Grayson is back in AEW where he belongs, and he is back with the Dark Order. This was really good. For Stu Grayson's in-ring return, this was really, really good. For a singles capacity, I should say. But yeah, this was really cool. Obviously, the rest of the Dark Order was out there with him. Stu Grayson, Alex Reynolds, and Johnny Hunky, John Silver. And then the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club was out there with Jon Moxley and Yuta and Cassidy. So we had a lot of people out there in the ring. And I knew it was probably going to be chaotic, and it definitely was chaotic. But at the end of the day, Jon Moxley was actually the one to be able to pick up the win here. I had a feeling that it was going to be like that when they chose Jon Moxley to be Stu Grayson's opponent. But, this was a very, very good match nonetheless for somebody like a Stu Grayson. And honestly, Stu Grayson really should be focused on the tag team division with Evil Uno. Evil Uno and Stu Grayson are one of the best tag teams that AEW has, period. They really need to focus on them when it comes to the AEW tag team division. Because they're just incredible, and the fans absolutely fucking love them. So, get Evil Uno, get Stu Grayson back together as a tag team, and go after tag team championships. Or, better yet, when it comes to everybody in the Dark Order, make up as many trios as you possibly fucking can with these guys, and get them into the trios tag team division. Because, holy shit, that match that they had with everybody last week on Dynamite and Stu Grayson's return to the company, they treated that match like it was for the Trios Championship. So get them involved in Tag Team Championships and or Trios Championships contention. Just do it, Tony. They are fantastic, and the fans absolutely fucking love them. So get that going. Stu is looking for a nightfall, but is getting reversed into a choke by Moxley, who readjusts and hits some knee strikes. But Stu is up to his feet. However, he is fading, only to fight out of it by dropping Mox in a cannonball in the corner. A paradigm shift is reversed and forcing Mox to drop after a kick by Stu, who climbs to the top turnbuckle, only for Moxley to intercept and hit an avalanche Death Rider for the pinfall victory, and Moxley gets the win. Moxley celebrates briefly before going right onto the attack of Stu Grayson again before the rest of the Dark Order go into the match, get into the ring, I should say, to stop Moxley. And after that, Moxley just backs away, and the BCC leave the arena. After that, we see Ricky Starks addressing Juice Robinson and his recent attacks, saying, "Listen, Juice, I'm going to be on Rampage. If you're man enough, fight me. If you're man enough, meet me at AEW Rampage. If not, just stop." He is incensed at this point. He does not understand why all of this is happening. So he's like, "Listen, I'm issuing an open challenge to you, man. Whether you're man enough to accept it or not, just come to Rampage. And if you don't, let's just settle this. Let's end this." Right? So, very, very good stuff there by Ricky Starks. We'll see what happens on Rampage. I might actually have to watch Rampage just to see if everything does go down like that. But yeah, this was really good. Now, we come back from a commercial break, and we see another episode of QTV. And I hate to fucking admit it, these are actually really good. These are actually really good to me. I actually did not expect them to be as good as they are, but they are. They are actually really, really good here. We come back from commercial break with another new episode of QTV, featuring Ray Phoenix getting beaten up by Powerhouse Hobbs, along with calling out the Lucha Brothers in general by mocking Wardlow's passport-related issues. Before we find out that the TNT Championship match for Hobbs and Penta will be for the championship. It's another open challenge for the TNT title, and that'll be happening on Rampage. And we'll see where things go from there. So, another chapter in the Book of Hobbs will be written on Rampage, and he'll obviously retain there on Rampage, but we'll see how things go in that match for the TNT title. We're back at ringside as we got some hype for the AEW All Access show, which will be airing after next week's AEW Dynamite, so that's going to be cool to see. Before Skye Blue makes her way to the ring, and then Toni Storm makes her way to the ring for their match together. So Toni Storm with Saraya and Ruby Soho took on Skye Blue, and it was a very, very, I mean, it honestly wasn't all that short. I thought it was going to be a very short match, but Skye Blue had her in-ring time, and she was great. So Skye heads to the corner to regroup, and Toni looks for a hip attack, but is countered with a knee strike, and then a code blue. I like what you're doing there with that whole code red but code blue situation. Ruby distracts the referee, giving Toni time to get an opening, which is shut down by Skye, who reverses it into a near fall from a roll-up. So Skye ends up back into the corner, and that time Toni does actually hit the hip attack, the Sweet Cheeks music, and a German suplex, followed by the Storm Zero for the win. And Toni Storm picked up the win there. So, obviously, everybody expected Toni Storm to pick up the win here. Then, after that, the Outcasts then took the boots to Skye Blue, only for Willow Nightingale and Hijo to come in for the save. And that's your whole, Outcast versus homegrown talent of AEW story for this Dynamite. It is what it is. I mean, we're still trying to just get through this, and honestly, to me, it's really just holding Jamie Hayter back. When Jamie Hayter is the actual AEW Women's World Champion, she should be looking for some kind of contender for that championship for Double or Nothing, yet she is just stuck in this kind of storyline with Britt Baker and everybody else that is a part of it. Jamie Hayter deserves an actual challenger for Double or Nothing, and I know we have months to go before that show, but we need to end this. We need to fucking end this storyline, because it's holding a lot of people back, honestly. It's not only just holding up Jamie Hayter, but it's holding up Britt Baker, and it's holding up Saraya, Toni Storm, and Ruby Soho, and it's just really, handcuffing the division for whatever this is really going to accomplish. Now, I thought it was actually going to help the division, because, this is a rivalry that doesn't really have to involve the championship, but you're involving the champion in this, which is why you're handcuffing the division. I don't know, man. They really should have just, stuck with the plan, kept kept everything, going on their side of things, and then just let Jamie Hayter do her own thing over there. Like, I don't understand. But, it was just your match there with Toni Storm and Skye Blue, and hopefully we see more things to come with the story and actually get more progression with the story. After that, they ran down Rampage for a little bit, and then we got an update on Stu Grayson up until the fact where BCC just attacked Stu Grayson in the backstage area, and yeah, I mean, the BCC just continued to be heels, and that was incredible. So now it's time for the dream match. The dream match that everybody was so up in arms about. Everybody that was so, just pissed off and butthurt that this match was happening. For whatever reason, I mean, come on. This was a match 2 years in the making, and it fucking delivered. So, hey, AEW haters out there, and I know you're fucking watching. Before you shit on anything AEW is doing, fucking watch it first. Thank you. Have a good day. This was fucking fantastic. And, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to do it justice. I can't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine some of the moves that Vikingo actually just did on his end of things. Vikingo is only 25 years old. And he did something. He's done some of the moves that I didn't even think were fucking possible in this match, right? But this was easily in my top 3 favorite matches in 2023. It's easily going to stay there. I know we're only in March, but it's easily going to stay there because that's how good this match was. This match was 2 years in the making. This was supposed to happen at TripleMania 2 years ago in 2021. But due to the full gear injuries that Kenny Omega sustained in that match, it was postponed. It was canceled. But we then had it here on Dynamite tonight, and people were shitting on it, mainly because of the whole dream match tag that was on there. But AEW, the people that are going to continue to hate on AEW are going to continue to hate on AEW, and people just love to hate. People love to hate AEW because it is the cool thing to do. But at the end of the day, the people that actually like professional wrestling and the people that actually like AEW and like professional wrestling as a whole will stay over here, while the people that just love to fucking hate for no reason when it comes to this company, when people know that AEW is going to continue to prove them right each and every single time, prove them wrong, I should say, every single time, can go over there and just do whatever the fuck they like doing. Other than just shitting all over the product and Tony Khan for whatever fucking reason. But this match was really good. And really good is an understatement for this match. If you guys did not watch tonight, I really do recommend at least watch the main event. At least watch this match, because this match easily is going to be in your top matches of 2023, bar none. It has to be with how good this match was. So what we saw here, this was just fucking insane. Omega hit a full Nelson Snapdragon suplex on Vikingo, giving him an open to set up another V-trigger, pulling Vikingo back into the ring, looking for a one-winged angel. Vikingo manages to fight out of this, going to the corner before hitting a big swan dive reverse Hurricane Rana. So it's basically a swan diving Poison Rana off the fucking top rope, which was insane. It sends Omega rolling onto the table that was set up at ringside. That gave Vikingo an opening to hit one of the sickest fucking 630 sentons to the outside through the table, and the table fucking explodes. It exploded upon impact. Both men are down on the outside of the ring, looking worse for wear, and then the referee starts the 10 count. Both Omega and Vikingo were struggling to get back into the ring, but they do at the count of 9. Vikingo then covers after the 630 through the table, and he got a near fall. Both men are struggling to just move at this point, trying to exchange blows from a kneeling position, with them getting back onto their feet before Kenny Omega hits another V trigger. He goes for another one, but is reversed, giving Vikingo a chance to hit a sunset flip bomb for another close near fall. Vikingo then goes for the 630 splash, but misses, giving Omega the one last chance to fight back and hit a one-winged angel for the win. Now, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you would have saw me tweet saying that if Vikingo loses this match, I'm going to be fucking furious. I'm not furious. I'm really not. After everything, I knew in the back of my head that going into this match, Kenny Omega's most likely winning this. But this was just so good that I'm not even really mad. I'm not mad that Vikingo lost here. The kid is 25 years old. He is going up against somebody like a Kenny Omega, who is easily a legend in this business, or is going to be. The kid's set. The kid is fucking set. He just had an absolute banger on Dynamite with Kenny Omega, and he is only 25 years old. I'd be set at that point. Like, if I got a match with Kenny Omega on AEW Dynamite in the main event and put on at least a little bit over 20 minutes in the ring with Kenny Omega at the age of 25 years old, I'm 25 right now. If I got into the ring with Kenny Omega, put on an absolute 20 plus minute banger with him on an episode of Dynamite, my career is set. I could retire the next day and be fully satisfied. But the kid was absolutely fantastic. I loved everything about it. Whoever did not know anything about Vikingo now, they definitely know about him now, and people just need to keep an eye on the kid because he is that damn good. I'm so happy that people that did not get a chance to see him before got to see him tonight, and now we have another star in our hands, guys. We have another star in the making, and hopefully we see a lot more of Vikingo here in AEW, because that's how damn good that kid really is. And, I mean, I say kid. I know he's 25 years old, but, I mean, I say kid because he is probably very young in this business, or at least in his career. And, yeah, that was something to behold, for sure. But that was it. That was really it, guys. That was your end of Dynamite tonight. Kenny Omega made his way back to his feet for a chance of celebration as Tony Schiavone goes to the ring for an interview with Kenny Omega. But he's interrupted by the Blackpool Combat Club running in to beat him down. They continue the beat down until the sound of an ambulance rolls up into the parking lot, and inside that ambulance was Hangman Adam Page as he returned. Blackpool Combat Club continued to beat down Kenny for some more damage until Hangman's music hits, and he is carrying a 2x4 with some nails in it as the Blackpool Combat Club retreat to the outside, and Page is going to help Don Callis up and Omega. But Callis tries to argue with Page before falling onto his back, just in time for Omega to see that Callis is down. And it looks as though as Callis was claiming that Page hit him, Omega, before leaving, was just very furious at Hangman Page, and Hangman is like, I did not hit him. I did not hit him. I was going to hit those guys. I was going to hit the Blackpool Combat Club, but Kenny Omega was not having any of it. And that's how the show goes off the air, with Kenny helping Don Callis out of the ring, and then Hangman just being very confused about the whole situation. So, very, very good episode of Dynamite. It seems like we're trying to get the whole fold between Hangman and the Elite continue to go on. We're trying to get them back together, but it's going to take a little bit to rebuild that friendship that they once had. So that's going to be a great story heading into Double or Nothing. So that's going to be fantastic to see. And we'll see where things go from there. A very, very good episode of Dynamite tonight, and we will see where things go moving forward for the rest of the build for Double or Nothing. This is going to be fantastic, and we'll see where things go from there. So thank you guys so much for joining us right here on OTB. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for all notifications. Follow me on social media, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, at PhillyMatt_. All the links are down in the description. Thank you to our sponsor, SeatGeek, for sponsoring tonight's episode of OTB. $20 off your purchase, your first purchase, when you use the code OTB. So go do that now. And yeah, guys, we appreciate you. We love you. Stay tuned for Friday's post-show for Friday Night SmackDown. We will see you on Friday for another episode of OTB. Thank you guys so much, guys. We'll see you on Friday. Peace out.